Michael used to believe hard work always paid off. He was convinced that if you showed up early, stayed late, and always did the right thing, life would eventually reward you. That belief kept him going for years, running a race he thought had a finish line, until the day everything collapsed. At 34, Michael lost his job, not because he was lazy, but because the company downsized. Just like that, 10 years of loyalty ended with a handshake and a short apology. At first, he stayed hopeful, telling himself, "This is temporary," and started his job search the very next day. He sent out resumes, networked, and went to interviews, but nothing came. The race he was running felt endless. One afternoon, sitting defeated in a park, he finally stopped. He just sat, watching the world go by, feeling the sun on his skin for the first time in a long time. It was in that moment he realized his whole life had been a sprint toward a future he forgot to live in the present. He wasn't a failure for stopping. He was finally free. Before you keep running, think about it. Maybe the real prize is in stopping to breathe. After losing his job, Michael was confident he'd find a new one soon. Just a few weeks, he told himself. But weeks passed, then months. Rejections became the new normal, and silence grew louder than any words. He stopped answering calls from friends and avoided family gatherings. Not because he didn't love them, but because he was tired of pretending he was fine. Every night he'd stare at the ceiling, replaying every perceived mistake. "Maybe I waited too long," he'd whisper. "Maybe I chose the wrong path." He felt like a failure, lost in the shadows of what could have been. One morning, his phone rang. It was an old colleague, not with a job, but with a simple question. "Need to talk." And in that moment, Michael realized he wasn't alone. Sometimes the first step isn't finding a new path, but simply reaching out a hand in the dark. The worst part wasn't the lack of money. It was the slow death of confidence that ate at Michael. One afternoon, while sitting in a crowded bus, he noticed an old man beside him. The man's clothes were worn, but his posture was calm, peaceful. Suddenly, the bus broke down, and everyone started to complain. But the old man simply smiled. Michael couldn't help it and asked, "How are you so calm when everything's going wrong?" The old man looked at him and said, "I'm not going to let a broken bus ruin my day. It's just a small problem." He then reached into his pocket and pulled out a worn-out photo. "I've faced much bigger storms than this," he added, pointing to the picture of a young soldier. It was him. Michael felt a sudden wave of shame. He realized his own worries were so small. Sometimes, the greatest strength isn't about what you have, but what you've overcome. Once a successful architect named Michael lost his firm in a sudden downturn. He spent months applying for jobs he felt he deserved, but every door closed. Frustrated, he met an old mentor who told him, "Your past success is a ghost. You're trying to live in a haunted house." Those words stayed with him. That night, Michael wrote down the truth he had been avoiding. He was scared of starting again, scared of being a beginner, and scared of failing publicly. The next morning, he made a decision. He stopped chasing what he used to be and focused on what he could become. He took a temporary construction job he once felt was beneath him. As he laid the first brick, he wasn't building a wall but a new foundation for himself. He smiled, realizing his old mentor was wrong. His past wasn't a ghost to be feared, but an architect who knew how to build from scratch. Sometimes hitting rock bottom is the most solid ground you'll ever stand on. There were days he wanted to quit, days he felt embarrassed, days progress felt invisible, but something changed inside him. He stopped measuring success by speed and started measuring it by consistency. 2 years later, Michael wasn't famous. He wasn't rich, but he was stable. He was confident. He was free. One day, he saw that same old man again at the bus stop. Michael smiled and said, "Thank you. Your advice to just keep walking didn't just teach me to walk. It taught me how to live." The old man looked up, a glimmer of confusion in his eyes, and replied, "I don't remember you, son. I say that to everyone who asks for directions." Michael realized the profound wisdom wasn't a personal lesson, but a universal truth he had been lucky enough to truly hear. Before you search for a mentor, think about it. Maybe the wisdom you need is already all around you.